is a roulade, also known as a jelly roll. It's a technique known as marbleizing that creates an unexpected pretty pattern using two contrasting batters, which are actually made out of one batter. So in the bowl of your stand mixer, we're going to make the egg white meringue that gets folded into the batter. And we need 4 egg whites. In another bowl, reserve the egg yolks. You can start these, break them up a little bit, add a half a teaspoon of salt, half a cup of granulated sugar, a little bit of cream of tartar, about a quarter of a teaspoon, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And in this bowl, our dry ingredients first: 1 cup of cake flour, not self-rising, just regular cake flour, 1/4 cup of sugar, a teaspoon of baking powder. Mix your dry ingredients together. And we have our 4 egg yolks, 1/3 cup of milk. Whisk those together. And 1/4 cup of safflower oil. So instead of butter, we have safflower oil. And this gets mixed into our dry ingredients. Have your baking sheet, just a regular baking sheet, very heavily buttered and lined with parchment paper, and the parchment paper itself is also buttered. And mix this together. It makes it kind of a stiff batter. Just don't want to see any lumps or dry ingredients. You want everything incorporated well. So once our egg whites get beaten to a froth, you'll fold them into this batter. So let that be. Here in a pan, I have 1½ cups of heavy cream heating, and we have 4 ounces of milk chocolate. This is going to be our filling, and this is hot enough to melt that chocolate. We're going to make a ganache. Stir the hot cream into the chocolate until all the lumps of chocolate are melted. The egg whites are beaten. You want nice stiff peaks. Oh, that looks beautiful. Now fold the egg whites right into the batter. The pan in which I'm baking this roulade is a half-sheet pan. It has sides. I want to save about a cup of this batter. I'm going to mix it in with about a tablespoon of Dutch processed cocoa. This is going to be our decorative touch. That looks like enough. And this gets spread in the parchment-lined pan. And this half-sheet pan is 18 by 13 inches. And once you get this nice and smooth, we'll do our special technique. Here's our milk chocolate ganache, all melted. Cover it well with a piece of plastic wrap and chill it overnight, and then we'll beat it until it's creamy. Okay, so now mix your cocoa into your reserve batter. This is what's going to make this roulade different from all other roulades. So this is nicely mixed. Now take a spoon and just dollop small spoonfuls here and there on your cake. Looks random. It is random. So what do we do with this? Well, take your spatch and swirl into the batter. You can hold your spatula flat like I'm doing, or upright. It should get sharper like this. Looks pretty, doesn't it? Now get this into a 350-degree oven and bake until light golden brown, and the center should spring back when you touch it with your finger. That's going to take only 18 minutes. So this should be turned out as soon as it comes out of the oven. And I'm not using sugar towels as we usually do for a jelly roll, but instead a oiled piece of parchment paper. And there. Peel off the parchment. So you see the design is not on this side, it's on the other side. So now roll this up as if this were a towel. See how pretty the design is? It's gorgeous. And when you unroll it, you'll get a beautiful marbleized swirly design. So let this cool completely. So now the cake is nice and cold, and you can just start to unroll. We're going to fill it with a milk chocolate ganache and roll it back up again. So here is our milk chocolate filling. Spread this in a nice even layer. See how beautifully this ganache spreads? So roll from this end, and as you release the parchment, it takes off a little bit of the crust of the cake, leaving the design very visible. And nobody's going to know how you got this amazing pattern on your roulade. Make sure that you refrigerate this for another hour or so. Then